Flaky or short crust, baked or fried, potato or sardine. In Singapore, the curry puff is everywhere and everyone has a favorite.
The Indian one, rare. Nowadays very rare.
那个羊啊
Kentang potato.
Sardine.
通常都是吃那个干丹跟辣一点的。
Actually, I don't like curry puff.
Okay, maybe not everyone likes curry puffs. One major chain alone sells more than 40,000 curry puffs a day. Our love for them is so great, we've taken it overseas and even the prestigious Michelin Guide. So what exactly are we eating? And why has this snack become a Singapore staple? A curry puff is a deep-fried or baked pastry filled with curried fillings, usually potato and meat, sometimes with a wedge of hard-boiled egg. Its origins are debated. Historians have linked it to influences like the Cornish pasty, Portuguese empanada, and the Indian samosa. What we do know is this: the curry puff has been in Singapore for a long time. One of the earliest mentions appears in a Straits Times advertisement dated 14th of March, 1924. Today, Singapore's curry puff obsession is really an obsession with variety. In Singapore, we have 3 distinct versions living side by side: Malay epok, Indian curry puffs or karipap, and the Chinese adapted modern curry puff. Tucked away in Ayer Rajah Food Center in the West Coast, Old Woodland's Epok sells traditional Malay-style curry puffs called Epok. Run by Mr. Ramat and his family, his spin on the traditional curry puff comes in 5 flavors: sardine, potato chicken, potato with egg, potato beef, and vegetable. These handcrafted Epok are priced between $2 to $4 each. A recipe that has been passed down for generations.
Hi, my name is Ramat. I am the owner of Old Woodland Epok. The original is my mom's recipe.
Old Woodland's Epok prepares the curry puffs from scratch in their central kitchen. Starting with a large batch of dough each day, flour, margarine, and water are carefully measured before being added into an industrial mixer. Once the dough is ready, it is fed into another machine that portions it out evenly by size and weight, while machinery speeds up the mixing and portioning of the dough. Manpower is focused on preparing the curry fillings. As his family members ready the dough, Mr. Ramat begins cooking the filling in a large pot. Potatoes or sardines are simmered with a special blend of spices, slowly cooked down until the mixture thickens enough to hold its shape. After resting, the dough is flattened in preparation for filling later at the stall. Mr. Ramat uses a specialized machine to roll the dough quickly and consistently.
After we process and over this side, my worker will put filling, then after that sell it to the customer.
The edge isn't decoration, it's engineering. The crimp locks the seam so the puff doesn't burst under frying heat. And once it hits the oil, timing becomes everything. Long enough for a golden crust, short enough to avoid the filling leaking into the fryer. But relying on machines to ease the workload comes with its trade-offs.
The taste slightly a bit different. A little bit because of using machine. Previously we using handmade. Everything is handmade.
While Epok is defined by a crescent form, the Indian Muslim karipap changes the shape and the way the pastry is built. Located at Circuit Road, Isha Curry Puff sells karipaps, the Indian Muslim take on the snack. Its owners, Mr. Ismail and his wife Hamida, have been running their stalls since 2001. This karipap stall is known for a bright colored pastry and different sizes. Indian curry puffs are commonly triangular or rectangular, closer in shape to the samosa lineage that food historians often cite as one influence. Mr. Ismail has been in the karipap business since 1976. His karipap follows an Indian-style tradition with a strong emphasis on layered, flaky pastry. For the Indian-style karipap, dough is made with more water and less fat. Yellow coloring is added to give the karipap its classic appearance.
Lepas tu kita taruh ni dia punya pastry lah. Okay. Lepas tu kita taruh pastry pastry margarine dia. Kita tampalkan lah sampai rata lah.
The dough is combined with pastry margarine using a lamination technique.
Tadi kita lekatkan dia ke atas.
The pastry is rolled out flat, folded, and rolled again. Mr. Ismail repeats this process several times to create the signature flaky layers.
Tadi yang kita lipat-lipat, inilah dia pay layer. Ini pastry margarine kan. Ini yang buat dia punya lipatan-lipatan dia tu. Tak tahu, kalau tanya saya tak tahu berapa banyak lah. Dia pay ni layer dia Paling susah tepung. Tepung paling susah. Kalau tak ada mesin, kira kita tenaga ni, separuh tenaga dah hilang.
For the filling, Mr. Ismail prepares up to 6 different flavors. Each flavor requires a slightly different cut of dough.
Kalau kentang punya, 3 segi lah. Ini daging dia. Beza lah.
Madam Hamida then fills the dough with various fillings, including potato and mutton. She makes the final fold, brushes it with a light touch of oil, and places it into the oven.
Kadang-kadang terbakar sini semua, terbakar. Pasal nak bakar 2 kali, bukan sekali. Nak bakar 2 kali. Baru datang dia punya crispy tu.
This style of karipap is best enjoyed with a generous serving of chili sauce.
Semangat dia kira pakai tangan lah. Lain orang dah tak ada ni pakai tangan, saya seorang pakai tangan. Untuk apa? Tekalkan tradisi saya.
There's history with the obsession of this street snack too. And in Singapore, it comes from legacy. A recipe passed down and repeated until it becomes muscle memory. And one of the clearest examples of that lineage is Rolina.
When I was 15, I started helping out at the store. My dad was struggling back then, so I thought like, why not I just take this opportunity to help him out. I did it for 10 years, and here I am.
From a humble stall outside Novena Church over 65 years ago, this Michelin Bib Gourmand awarded stall specializes in traditional, handmade, Hainanese-style curry puffs.
Rolina started in between 1952 to 1959. The founder was my grandfather, Mr. Tam Nyak Tong. Back then, I think he was one of the very few that sells curry puff in Novena. For our curry puff, it's slightly different from others. We have to prepare the chili first, followed by cooking the curry, then the sardine, chicken, prepare the eggs, prepare the dough.
Instead of building a heavily layered shell like karipap, Rolina goes for a moderately thin pastry.
Each dialect group has their own different way of making their own pastry. For us, we are considered oil-based dough.
We don't just beat it, we need to have a technique to pour it. It won't be fluffy. It go wrong, it'll be like just solid.
After allowing the dough to rest, Jolene carefully portions it out on a weighing scale, meticulously ensuring that each piece is equal in size and weight. While Jolene prepares the dough, her husband begins cooking the fillings, working with generous blends of spices and herbs. Once the different fillings are ready, all that remains is the assembly. One flavor at a time. Similar to the Malay style, each curry puff is crimped with speed and precision. Together, they can produce up to 150 to 200 curry puffs a day. This attention to process elevates the pastry beyond mere snack status.
Every piece of karipap you make is a lot of effort. I think the drive to serve customer, they actually encourage me to do better every time. I wouldn't want to let them down.
And this is why Singapore's curry puffs have earned recognition in the Michelin Guide. Regardless of the styles, flavors, and textures, the system is the same. Pre-dawn prep, controlled craft, and repetition. Singaporeans love curry puffs because they're portable, varied, and reliable. One snack done right every time. And that's how a simple pastry becomes a national habit.